How's it going, family? How are y'all doing? I had to push the show back. I had to push it back a little bit. We still within the lunch hour, though. If you look at it from a standpoint of time zones, I mean, if you in California, usually it's like breakfast time for you anyways when I'm really going live. I do this Central Time. I'm in Minnesota, so it's a little bit different. Let's get into the show though. We're here now. So let's move on. Let's look forward. We got a really good show today. We got a really good meal today. Like, I don't know though. Y'all might, because the meal yesterday, this is kind of similar, and I did it on purpose because we're right in the middle of the week. So I'm gonna surprise you with that in a little bit. And you know, it's getting prepared right now. The meal is getting prepared. Don't worry, I got y'all. This is Lunch with DotSale. If you could be so kind and you want to join this thing of ours and become immediate family, hit that subscribe button. Like, share, all that type of stuff. We got a lot to get to. The iPhone 17 drop. We're going to talk about that. Well, it didn't drop yet. It got announced, I should say. It's dropping on the 17th. No, the 19th. It's dropping Friday the 19th. So I've been checking that out and seeing what's going on. So we'll look over it. We'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll even buy one today. Possibly. Our main story is going to be church leaders arrested for forced labor. We'll talk about that one. Pizza delivery drivers, like what's going on with the pizza delivery drivers right now? Like, they're not even safe. Like, imagine you in your PJs. You just ordered a pie, and your driver says he'll be there soon. So you go out to greet him at the door with a tip. And you got your $10 bill in your hand, and you see him getting carjacked. Like, that's the kind of situations we're in right now. Renters scammed. Renters are still out here getting scammed. It seems like this is never going to stop. I mean, we've been covering this even when we were doing just one-take videos. We've seen these, but apparently they're still going on. And these are all recent renters being scammed, so we're going to talk about that. Our warm-hearted story. Remember, we always close on a positive note on Lunch with DotSale. So that's going to be a surprise. Got to wait for the end to get that story. But this one is really going to hit close to home. Absolutely. But for now, we are going to get into the iPhone 17. The iPhone 17. Let's see what we got going on. We got the condensed version. The whole keynote and presentation and all that they had was like well over an hour. We got the condensed version right here from Apple themselves. Let's watch a little bit of it and let's get a quick reaction on it.
What? No, you didn't miss it. I've got it all here.
Good morning.
Here's what's up with
Can you feel the energy?
AirPods, and Apple Watch. Oh, hey, Orange. So this is iPhone 17 Pro. This thing is built for, you know, like how wild, fun, and messy life gets. I mean, look at it.
Y'all got stock in Apple? You think their stock's going to take off when the iPhone gets released? Do you think it's going to drop? How y'all feeling about the iPhone 17?
The front screen is ridiculously scratch resistant. The cameras on the back have a lot of megapixels, and you can zoom in up to 8x. Yes, battery life. The Pro phone does not play. And you can go hard because there's a vapor chamber inside. What? That cools the super fast A19.
Hey, all the iPhone 16 users, are y'all upset that you just got your phone and now all of a sudden they putting a A19 Pro chip in it and they got a bigger battery and a redesign? Like, you can't even act like you got the new iPhone anymore unless you get the new iPhone. Like the last like 4 or 5 years, you know, somebody might ask you, say, "What iPhone you got?" You could flex and say, "I got the latest one." You can't say that no more if you got the 16. You officially out of date.
Pro check. Yeah, that's iPhone Air. It's thin, light, made with titanium, and has the power and guts of a pro. Quick question. Are we team landscape or portrait selfies? Doesn't matter, because the front camera automatically fits all your friends in the picture. Get in there without having to rotate your phone. Cute.
Cute. Center stage. Oh, let me go back to that.
Fits all your friends in the picture. Get in there without having to...
Where the selfie gang? Selfie gang. Selfie gang. Where are y'all at? Where the selfie gang at? I know y'all excited about this center stage.
Rotate your phone. Cute. The rear camera's a beast. It's like having 4 lenses in one. No, that's not FaceTime. She's recording the winning shot and her reaction to it at the same time. Wait, did that guy travel?
Oh my God. Did you see that? Oh, they just showed a new feature that's been on Android phones for years.
Look at this. All your friends in the picture. Get in there.
Okay, Android don't got this.
Cute. The rear camera's a beast. It's like having 4 lenses in one. No, that's not FaceTime. She's recording the winning shot and her reaction to it at the same time.
Hold on. Let me just hold this right here real quick. Hold on. One second. I gotta help y'all out real quick. Let me pull. I got the S25 right now, but this has been on all of the Android phones. I got y'all right here. Let me pull this up. So you see this right here? We got a whole bunch of options right here. Let me come off black and white. Let's go color. All right. You see this right here? I'm gonna show y'all. So there's something called dual recording. All right. We got dual recording right here. Let's check it out. Let me see if I can get it to focus in real quick. You see that? Oh, and you can swap it around. You can swap it around right there. Oh, and you know what else you can do when you're on a did they fix this yet? When you're recording video, you can flip it to the front facing camera or the back facing camera during your recording. Apple are geniuses at stealing other people's ideas or just basically copying what's already out and then making it seem like they are the ones that invented it and it's new technology. All right, let's finish this up.
Wait, did that guy travel? Oh, iPhone 17 in 5 colors. With a brighter screen, those automatic selfies,
120
and
hertz refresh rate.
And it has an all-day battery with clutch fast charging.
Okay.
AirPods,
all right, I'm rocking with that.
AirPods with better fit.
Oh, we got AirPods too?
Better sound.
I mean AirPods 3, not AirPods 2.
Plus, there's a tiny sensor that tracks your heart rate during workouts.
All right, that's cool. That is cool.
For Apple Watch, SE3 with Sleep Score to help you track and improve your sleep quality. Ultra 3 adds satellite communications for peace of mind wherever you roam. And Series 11, this is life-changing, can detect signs of chronic high blood pressure and notify you. Good things coming this fall. Told ya.
Yeah, what y'all think about that? Shout out to all the iPhone users. You know, for me, it's actually strange. Like I'm in kind of this middle ground where as far as phones, I would never use an iPhone as for my main phone. I would probably use it as a secondary phone. In certain situations, I do think that it's great in many ways, but too restrictive for me personally. So as you've seen earlier, I do use an Android phone. However, I do use Apple for pretty much everything else. I think that they're the best when it comes to computing, and I really appreciate Mac OS. And you know, a lot of it they can't really restrict as much on their computer hardware as they can on their phones. But and then you can even run Windows on a Mac anyways. But you can't run Mac on a Windows basically. Not as far as I know. But absolutely, you can use things like Boot Camp and to run Windows on a Mac. So if I ever want to use Windows, it's not really an issue to use it on my MacBook, which I got plenty of them. Using one here, but then also use the iMac. Also got a backup here. Actually, I might. I need to get rid of this one. That's my old one. That's the M1. I upgraded to the M4 Max. But yeah, so iPhone is out. Oh, did y'all wanna let's look at this real quick. We got time. Let's check this out real quick. Let's look at the website real fast and see what we got going on. And so they're starting at $10.99 for the Pro. $10.99 for the Pro. And a lot of the controversy was this Air model where it's super thin, probably has terrible battery life and missing a lot of features, but it is a very thin phone. I guess that's just the basics of it. So, they've had different phones where they've kind of tried to play around with different looks and feels to it. They had the iPhone Mini at a point that didn't do well. I think they went to the iPhone Plus and they've removed that out of their lineup. And now the iPhone Air is the new gimmick that they got. So we'll see how the Air sells and see if it comes back next year around this time, or if they got possibly a folding phone. It's looking like they might go to a folding phone. But you got the Pro, the Air, the 17. 17 starting at $800. That's not bad. I haven't took a deep dive into exactly the differences between the 17 and the Pro. I'm definitely a Pro user on pretty much all technology I have. Usually if I get technology, I try to get the best of it. I'm usually quality over quantity. So, even with the S25, I had to get the Ultra. But, a lot of people are fine with the smaller phones, depending on how they're using them. And then, who wants this anymore? Who wants this anymore? Nobody wants the iPhone 16 anymore. We all want the 17. So, yeah. And you can pick this up September 19th. You can pre-order it in a few days. So, what do y'all think about the colors? I don't know. I do kind of like the orange. I'm somewhat a fan of the orange. Somewhat a fan. And I've been playing with my colors as far as the layout here. If you just look at the last video, this layout was a little bit different. So, we're always trying to improve and get better, and that's absolutely part of it. As creators, and Apple, they are creators in many ways and innovators. More so when Steve Jobs was here, but they're still doing their best. I hope. Y'all ready to eat? We gotta eat, y'all. We gotta eat. So, previewed it. The food was being made, but I am gonna present it to you now. We are gonna have arugula salad. And, there's plenty ways to eat arugula salad. But honestly, it's kind of a fall salad, I guess they call it. It's like this time of the year, you kind of got the leaves turning, it's a good salad to have. And it's very vibrant, healthy, satisfying. We're right in the middle of the week, right? We're right in the thick of things. We're not really in party mode yet because we haven't got close to the weekend. So I still think we need to be healthy going into the middle of the week and keep our energy up. So we are going to go with a very light salad, but it will be filling. And yeah, so we're going to go with the salad, and we are going to watch a video on it and watch it be prepared. This is always fun, right? So let's get to it. Let's check out Today We're Cooking. Today We're Cooking is the channel. They got 909 subscribers. Let's try to get them to 1,000. Let's try to help them out, right? I think they had a really good video, so I wanted to showcase them. So Today We're Cooking is the channel. Let's watch. Turn the music down a little bit. apples look good. Y'all like red apples? You're gonna make yours a little bit different. Maybe go with some Granny Smiths or something. Honey Crisp. What's the pink apples called? Got pecans. You could probably switch this up. You could probably go with cashews or peanuts or something like that if you really wanted to. This is all interchangeable. Freshly squeezed. See, I am an orange juice fan. I'm with it. Okay, you got your olive oil in there. Apple cider vinegar is very good for you. Tablespoon of honey. The vegans can't touch that. Ginger. Some salt. Looks like pink Himalayan salt, possibly. I'm gonna mix it well. Okay. Is that spinach? Looks like spinach. Are you gonna delicately place the apples on there? Presentation means a lot. It's always nice when it look like me. I'm just throwing everything together. Like that's why I always bring somebody in to present our lunch. Okay. All right. Then you're gonna put the dressing over it, and that's what's for lunch. Are y'all good with that? Maybe you could add like a little side with it or something if you really want to get a little bit extra in there. Maybe some crackers or some chips on the side. But we're right in the middle of the week, so usually in the middle of the week we go a little more healthy, and that's just kind of how we operate. And I think it's good. I'm enjoying it. And I hope y'all are too. So now that we got our food out there, we got to get into this news. And, the question for this is actually, the question we got for this story, and, this is our main story, is who deserves your hard-earned money, right? And going even deeper, who deserves your work? Right? Because we look at it from a standpoint of money, work, they're basically interchangeable. Everything that you do. So when you get, I look at money from a standpoint, depending on, what the situation is, that it's just what I gave my time for. So if you make $15 an hour, and you give somebody $15, you gave them an hour of your time. Has anybody seen the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake? If you haven't seen that movie, I would definitely recommend you watching it. Justin Timberlake, In Time. Like, after this stream, go watch that movie. You will not be disappointed if you haven't seen it already. And if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the basis of it is there's not necessarily any money exchange between people. It's just their time. And the people that are rich, they have centuries of life. They can live basically indefinitely. Whereas the people that are broke, when their time kicks in at about 25 years old, like that's the end of their life if they don't have any money, which is time. You'll understand more if you've seen or watched the movie. So when you give your money to organizations like a church, or you give your money to, basically any organization at this point, even nonprofits, but I'm going to try to keep it niche to what's going on with the church, but talking about nonprofits would take us into a whole nother conversation. But tithing, given to the church, and what are they exactly doing with your money? Because when you think of tithing, you think of it from a standpoint of you're giving your money to an actual human individual person, whereas they say these offerings are going to God, right? And or Jesus, God, Jesus, however you want to look at it, the Lord, right? And you could end up in a situation like this as far as giving your money away. I am going to play this, and then we're going to discuss more, and then we'll even get a chance to look at their website, assuming that it's still live, and understand what's going on at the Kingdom of God Church. Although is that the name of it? No, it's called something else, but we'll get all that figured out. We'll watch the news story. I will be right back. I'm going to let this play through.
charges tonight. They're at the center of what investigators are calling a multi-million-dollar conspiracy involving money laundering, forced labor, and abuse. This follows multiple FBI raids this morning, including at a home in the affluent. This was part of a nationwide takedown. Fox 13 is covering this investigation from multiple angles. Our Kylie Jones is at the federal courthouse in Tampa, diving deeper into the church and its leaders. But we begin with Aaron Mesmer live in Avila with more on the raid and reaction from neighbors. Aaron.
Yeah, Haley, and these neighbors were absolutely stunned by what went on this morning. Neighbors in this community, they woke up to helicopters and FBI agents raiding a home in Avila. And once they found out why those federal agents were there, it was even more surprising.
Some of you say, I don't have 100,000, but you have 20,000. You have 50,000 here, or you have 10,000.
That's video of David Taylor asking viewers to send money to his church. Federal authorities now say Taylor used donations to fund an extravagant lifestyle that included this massive mansion in Tampa's affluent Avila community. FBI agents raided the home.
So this happened probably about I think it's about 2 weeks now. We're a little late to it. Don't always got to be first. Just got to do it the best. I wonder if he's made bail yet. I wonder if he used the church's money and the people that have donated to the church to cover his bail. Him and the woman.
On Wednesday morning.
It's very surprising to hear that type of thing.
Michelle Brannon.
Right in your backyard.
It's unclear what authorities took from the home. This view from Skyfox shows several cars lined up with gift bows on top. Neighbors say the 10-bedroom, 10.5 bathroom, 28,000 square foot mansion is one of the largest in Avila.
Because there was how could a pastor afford to live in a house like that?
According to the 23-page federal indictment, this house is one of several properties throughout the country purchased by Taylor's Kingdom of God Global Church. He's the pastor and referred to himself as an apostle, according to court documents. The indictment alleges Taylor recruited people to work at call centers, referring to them as armor bearers. Investigators say they were his, quote, personal servants who fulfilled Taylor's demands around the clock and were never paid. Taylor and executive director Michelle Brannon are accused of controlling nearly every aspect of the workers' lives, cutting them off from family and forcing them to take contraceptives. Human trafficking advocates say it's a devastating situation.
And you really had every aspect of human trafficking. You had individuals who were, brought to a facility that they couldn't leave. They weren't.
So this is a RICO case then. Is that how they're charging them? With RICO, racketeering, that type of situation because of their trafficking human beings. And so this is actually really interesting on I wonder exactly what specifically they're charged with.
Aren't being paid. They had production goals that they had to meet.
And authorities say if the workers failed to reach Taylor's monetary goals, they faced punishment, including public humiliation, food and shelter restrictions, sleep deprivations, and physical and psychological abuse. The Crisis Center of Tampa Bay's CEO says these victims will likely face a long recovery. She says there's another lesson every community can learn from this.
This can happen in one of our most affluent zip codes in Hillsborough County. It can happen in your backyard. It can happen in my backyard.
I got a question. We'll leave his mugshot up and give him the credit he deserves in his mugshot. Are these adult? One thing the news left it. Did I miss it? I don't see where they said anything about the age of these people because we gotta look at it from a different lens, depending on if they're legal adults or if they're under the age of 18, if they're technically, minors, juveniles, if they're kids. If they're adults, I'm looking at this a lot differently than if they're juveniles. So, for the news to keep that out, you don't have to identify the victims, I guess you want to call them. But you could say, they range from an age of 25 to 75, or you could say there were minors involved. And usually, if there were minors involved, they make that obvious. So I'm gonna say these were probably adults. We can be corrected later.
For the folks who lived with alleged human trafficking, fraud, and money laundering happening in their backyards.
I hope it's not true, but if it is, he deserves everything he's going to get.
And there was also what appeared to be a federal command center set up just north of here at St. Joseph's Hospital in Lutz. Experts say if there were any human trafficking victims at this property, they likely would have been taken to a nearby hospital for care. Haley?
Human trafficking victims. Yeah. See, and a lot of this too is, I mean, moving aside from what they were charged with, right? Because it actually seems like they're not charging them with anything like money laundering, embezzlement, misuse of funds. I don't know if that's even a charge, but misuse of funds. I'm assuming that when, because so people that attend church regularly, and I've practiced all religions at one point, from Buddhism. You know, I can chant Namyo Hoden Gekel, Hoben Pandai Nini Ji Seishan Jun Senmai Anjo Niki Go Shali Hatsu. I grew up in a Buddhist household early on, and then I had time in Christian households, Catholic, and then just from looking from the outside, and just studying it, Muslim culture, Jewish culture. I mean, all of it, right? And I just try to really keep up with everything, a little bit about everything. And one of the things that I look at is when you're given these funds, do you necessarily want them to go towards the lifestyle of the people at the top of the congregation, as far as the pastors, and he called himself an apostle, the workers and everything like that. And then under them, they have a lot of volunteers that work for him, and that's kind of where this case stems from. But my thing is really just like, if you knew that the pastor was going to buy a mansion on your tithe, he was going to have 6, 7, how many cars they have out there? He gonna have like 6, 7 brand new vehicles with ribbons on them that he's giving to everybody except for the people that support the church and keep it afloat. Also, this is all tax exempt, so you're actually giving them your money that's taxed probably about 3 times before it even gets to the offering plate, because you got federal tax, you got income tax, property tax. Like, if you go in there with something that you bought from the store instead of just giving them cash, which they probably don't want that, then you got sales tax. Then he's over here buying luxury cars and mansions to party and celebrating his birthday in high fashion. And I'm pretty sure that most of the people that attend church, most of them, are not living quite like this. And then also, is the pastor like, is he like bringing y'all after service and the after party's over at the mansion? Like, so for me, like, what do you think about where your money's going? But the question is, who deserves your hard-earned money? So, no, it's something where I'm a little bit skeptical. We're gonna follow up on this story and we'll do a part 2 to this when everything kind of plays out, and see where we're at as far as how they're gonna handle this case, because it is a bit precarious, just with the charges brought up and everything that's happening. Let's go to their website, though. Let's look at this for a little bit and see what we got going on the website. It's a lot of words. A lot of words on the website. Not very well put together either. But just a lot of hyperlinks. A lot of ways to get you confused about what's going on. But this one right here that is hard to miss is the donate link. And you're going to have the opportunity to pay. Oh, you got it right here. You can pay through Cash App. Whose Cash App is this? You get Zelle. You can pay through Apple Pay. Apple Pay. I don't even know what Vanco is. Who's used Vanco before? You can text the amount. I mean, they got every option. Were these options created when the original church was when the original church was made? Were these options available? The church is keeping up with the times. They said just go ahead and scan this QR code and you can give instantly. We can put you on a payment plan. And obviously, you can mail in donations, send checks payable. They got the address right here. And so you got all the options. There is absolutely no reason why you should not be handing your money over to who? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Let's see. What else do we got? We got the story right here. I just want to go through this story real quick. Let's look at the bullet points. Okay. Department says agents arrested David Taylor and Michelle Brennan's separate raids on Wednesday. Investigators said a pair led the Kingdom of God. Okay, it is the Kingdom of God. That's it. Global church and forced workers to be personal servants. Okay. They forced them. Personal servants, but they're workers. How can you force a work while using millions of dollars in donations to fund a lavish lifestyle? Wow. Commit to force. Okay, conspiracy. Okay, so they do got money laundering in there. But they're saying the main charges are forced labor. Okay. Because when it comes to how the church can spend their money when they receive it, I don't know. And, this might be something that we need to do a deep dive into. So y'all let me know if you want me to just do a deep dive into what happens with the money, with the money that churches take in on average. It's on average. The money that they take in through tithes and offerings and where that money's allocated to. Because I know there are churches that do great things. They do, Christmas presents. They do turkey giveaways. They help people with housing. They do a lot of good things. But then you got situations like this. And then also, but my main thing is this. What percentage? Because they might do all of that with 5% of the money, 10% of the money that they get in, and the other 90% is going to pay salaries, going towards air travel, nice hotels, tricking out the pastor's office. So that's an interesting thing. Maybe we should do a deep dive into that. Wow. Okay, so $50 million since 2014 is what they've received to the church. Wow, $50 million. Let me see something real quick. I just gotta do some math real quick. All right, is that 50 million? Let me see how many digits is that. It's 6, 7, 8 digits. Okay, we're gonna divide that by 11. Is that 500 and we're gonna go divide. Wow. Okay, so they're bringing in 4.5 million roughly a year in donations. $4.5 million a year in donations. Sheesh. And what can they do with that 4.5 million? Because that's a lot of money. That can help out a lot of people. Yeah, fam. I don't know. What do y'all think about this? Like, I didn't really want to spend more than 20 minutes on this, so I think we're probably at about that time right now. But y'all definitely chime in with your thoughts on this situation. And mansion that was raided, 10 bedroom, 10.5 bathroom, 28,000 square foot home sitting on about 6 acres. It was last sold for more than $8 million. Wow. All right. That's what you got going on in some of these churches. And I don't know. I might be in the wrong business. I might be in the wrong business. I might need to rethink what I'm doing as far as my career. I might need to rethink it. In the name of Jesus. All right, let's move on. We are going to see what's going on with pizza delivery drivers. Pizza delivery drivers. They're out here getting mugged in the streets by presumably teenagers based off the stories that we're seeing. But the question is, would you be a pizza delivery driver? You. I want to know. And have you ever been a pizza delivery driver? Me personally, I've done deliveries before. I actually think it's fun being a delivery driver. I do. I liked it. I like being a delivery driver. And there's a lot of reasons for it. I think you're doing it. You're kind of out by yourself. You can listen to what you want to. Kind of work on your own schedule in a way. Usually you just gotta, well, pizza delivery driver a little bit different, but let's say you're doing something like delivering Amazon packages or something. You just gotta get everything done within a certain time frame. But I just think it's fun. I think it's one of the most free jobs. You're active. You're on your feet. You're not just sitting at a desk all day. And I don't know. You're doing a good service, right? Like you're helping the supply chain within your city usually. And I think it's fun. I don't know. I had a good time when I was a delivery driver, but I guess it's not the same. Let's watch a couple of these stories and see what's going on.
This evening, a pizza delivery guy assaulted and robbed of a violent crime caught on camera in an upscale Houston neighborhood inside the loop.
Yeah, residents in the Glendower subdivision are horrified by what happened here. Matt Doherty talks with the man whose security cameras recorded the crime. Matt's at HPD headquarters tonight. Matt, this guy didn't even order a pizza.
No, he didn't. Police believe that this was orchestrated by the robbers. It was a setup. They said they ordered the pizza to be delivered to this random address where they were already there waiting.
This has been a safe neighborhood for all my life, so it's kind of sad that it's changed.
Michael Olson grew up in this home in the Glendower Court subdivision. He has lived here literally his entire life. And in the more than 60 years that he's been here, he's never seen anything like what happened on Saturday night.
I was awakened by the doorbell ringing, my dog barking. I went to the front door. There were two HPD police officers.
Michael wasn't sure what they wanted. It was 1 o'clock in the morning.
They asked me if I had ordered a pizza, and I said, no, I've been sleeping. And they said somebody ordered a pizza from this address.
Then the officers explained to Michael what happened. He immediately went inside to check his security camera video.
I was horrified when I saw the video of what had happened.
In the video, you see the Papa John's
They got the video.
Driver pull up outside Michael's home. Then out of the shadows, two men converge on the driver from either side. Then, unexpectedly,
the taller guy on the left just head slams him in the neck.
Wow.
And you can see his neck just wobble.
Then the driver's held at gunpoint while he's robbed. In less than 1 minute, the suspects steal the driver's money, his car, even the pizza. A few hours ago, we stopped by the Papa John's location on South Shepherd where the driver works. I asked the manager about the incident, but he said he had no comment. I asked if he could at least tell me how the driver's doing, and again, he said no comment.
Really?
Now, police say that they're still searching for the suspects behind this vicious attack. If you want to take a look at that video one more time, you can go to our website. Hey.
We don't need to see the video again. Wow. They took the pizza too. So the criminals don't even have good taste because Papa John's pizza is at the bottom. Like, they used to be good. They changed. Like, after Papa got in trouble, I think he was, using like some racial slurs or something like that, and they had to remove Papa. Then they tried to replace him with Shaq. Y'all remember that? maybe like 6-7 years ago. Shaq took lead as the spokesperson and head figure for Papa John's. And I don't know, I feel like they did something with their pizza around that time. They tried to rebrand everything, and they even changed the quality of their pizza, and it's not been good ever since. We got some more videos to go through. Let's check them out.
It's been more than a week since a pizza delivery driver was robbed and run over by a car in Akron. Nobody's been arrested, and now there's a reward of up to $2,000 to find the person responsible. News 5's Bob Jones spoke with the victim today as she continues to cope with both the physical pain and the emotional scars from what happened that night.
Right,
so
let me
this
adjust the
whole
sound
leg,
on
I'm pretty sure the tire went over it completely because it's bruised on both sides.
8 days have passed, but the bruising on both of Cassie Kuss's legs and feet are still prominent.
Oh, yeah. So I have like a big bruise right here.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
A large wound to her side is gruesome, so we're blurring it. The injuries are reminders of the horrifying ordeal Cassie endured while simply trying to do her job.
Nothing was broken, but everything definitely feels like it's broken.
On April 15th, Cassie was trying to deliver a pizza on Sheridan Avenue in Akron. She left the car running as she walked up to the house, a decision she now regrets.
We've all made that mistake on leaving it running.
Suddenly, Cassie saw two men jump into the Domino's vehicle, a Kia Soul. Instinctively, she ran, tossed the pizzas on the car, punched the man behind the wheel, and grabbed him by his hoodie and backpack. You were yelling, punching, doing everything to stop him.
Yeah, I was trying to pull him out of the car.
Cassie says the car went in reverse, she fell off, and then was run over.
I just remember falling to the ground and the tire going over me. After that, it's very cloudy. I remember, you know.
Yeah, I adjusted it a little bit so the audio could pick up. Sorry about that first video. The visuals probably spoke enough though. Y'all didn't miss much in the first video. We still got two more. I'll make sure the audio's good on this one. I got y'all. I got you, Lola.
Crying and.
It was a black Kia.
What?
It was a Domino's car.
Akron police responded to Cassie, badly injured in the streets, as she described what happened.
Or was it an SUV? Okay, hold on.
Police found the car less than a half-mile away, but many of Cassie's belongings are still missing.
My purse, my wallet, my social, my ID, all my cash from my deliveries that week.
More than a week after the robbery, Akron police have not made any arrests and only have limited descriptions of the two suspects. Summit County Crime Stoppers is hoping to generate leads, now offering a reward up to $2,000.
I definitely appreciate that. It's very scary knowing they're still out there.
We're pleading for the public to help us with this on this case. We don't have a lot of information, and it's very important because we don't want these people to victimize someone else in our community.
Because of her ongoing pain, Cassie is using crutches to get around. She says Domino's has been supportive of her, but she's not sure if she'll go back to delivering pizzas.
It really depends on how, mentally if it takes toll mentally and physically. And
Cassie is grateful she wasn't hurt even worse and hopes those who robbed and ran her over are brought to justice.
I really want them caught. It's very scary.
Yeah, and one of the worst things about, a lot of these crimes is when the criminals get away and they're just out there in the loose and they're never held accountable for their actions and you don't even know who did it to you. A lot of people have issues with just having closure, right? A lot of people just want to know what happened, who did it, why. And it gives a lot of comfort to the victim. And in this situation, this woman was out just, working a normal job, and these people took advantage of her at her vulnerable point. I'm an advocate though personally for women to carry firearms just because of the physical. I would say that the physical difference with what most of these robbers are going to be men. Women that commit crimes like this, it's usually more like, they're not committing like physical crimes. It's more like theft by swindle and all that type of stuff. you know, for the women though, like, man, y'all gotta get your CCWs, and especially if you're doing a job like this, or maybe just even in normal life, and you know, have an equalizer to protect you in the situation, because you know, some of the men out there, they're gonna be a little bit more likely to be able to protect themselves, but you know, she's not gonna have that opportunity with the body that she has. All right, we got 2 more. Let's check them out.
Drivers duped. Quincy police say 2 criminals.
It's a lot of
orchestrated a
people getting
scheme
robbed.
to steal cars from pizza shop employees who were just doing their jobs. Julie McDonald spoke to one of the victims.
Mama Bear's Kitchen for Big. At Mama Bear's Kitchen in Quincy, customers can count on a meal made with heart and hard work. A team of 2 keeps this place running, preparing and delivering orders until 3 a.m.
We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're jumping in the car, and we're making the deliveries. We just roll with the punches and call it a day.
But one of those so-called punches hit hard this weekend.
Once I saw them running at the car, I knew what was happening.
After a busy Sunday, serving up food for people watching the Pats game, Paul Bates was delivering an order to Southern Artery around 11 o'clock.
As I turned around, there was 2 hooded people, all dressed in black COVID surgical masks on and everything. And I swore at them and asked them what they were doing, and they jumped right in the vehicle and off they went.
Those suspects had called in the fake...
You see the difference, though. You see the difference. The man, he was like, "You back over here," and they was like, you know, I don't think we're gonna try to attack this guy. He's a little bit bigger. He got the bald head. He might have served time in the military at some point. He got a stern, hard voice. He's got a bigger, heftier body. I mean, look at him. You know, he'll definitely fight with you. He's not just going out like that. So they hurried up and took off. They seen him and they said, nah, we gonna get up out of here. We just gonna take your car and that's gonna be the end of it. But, you know, and that's one of the cowardice things with some of these people. It's like, if you are gonna have smoke, have it equal across the board. You know, don't beat the women up. But then when you got a big, strong dude that's ready to go at you and take both of y'all on at the same time, then y'all scurry off like mouse, like mice.
All dressed in black COVID surgical masks on and everything. And I swore at them and asked them what they were doing, and they jumped right in the vehicle and off they went.
Those suspects had called in the fake order, and investigators say the same thing happened to a different pizza place over Labor Day weekend.
You're not here to make millions, but you're here to make a buck and make, you know, to live, you know, and survive. You know, you have family, he has family. It causes anxiety, you know. Now you always have to watch your back.
Bates had the key fob in his pocket, so after a long joyride on a full tank of gas, the car was found a day later dumped at the mall. Quincy police are reminding business owners and all drivers to stay alert, lock cars, and limit how much cash you carry. Back at Mama Bear's Kitchen, they've borrowed a car to make deliveries until they know theirs is safe to drive.
We try to stay on top of things, so. And this kind of puts a wrench in the works, but...
Because that's part of the business, you know, the show must go.
And they're just a mom and pops, too. They're not even a franchise. They're not like a Pizza Hut or a Domino's or a Papa John's or Papa Murphy's or whatever, although I don't think they deliver. But Papa Murphy's is weird. You got to bake your own pizza. And their pizza's not really that much cheaper. You would think if you had to bake it, like, you get a little bit more of a deal. This might be the same story, but let's watch and see what we got.
Delivery drivers have been driving right into a sneaky trap. The owner of the pizza shop behind me, Mama Bear's Pizza, says it happened to one of her
Mama
drivers.
Bear's.
So here's how this scam is working. Quincy police say that thieves are calling in fake orders and then stealing the delivery drivers' cars when they arrive with the food.
You got a Dodge Durango.
This is damage to one of the stolen cars, which has since been recovered. The driver says the suspects crashed it after taking...
Smoked out headlights. He loved his car. And they just, damn, look, you got the smoked out headlights. Rims is clean on it. Good tires. white on white.
The stolen cars, which has since been recovered. The driver says the suspects crashed.
That's the new model too. You see it got the USB-C outlets in there. That's at least. Yeah, he got the ventilated or heated seats, heated steering wheel, push to start. He got a lot of options in there. Wonder if he's got the Hemi under the hood. Got sport mode on there. He can hit the sport mode up. That's at least a 2021. That's at least a 2021 Dodge Durango. I can't tell the exact model. It could be a GT. It could be a RT. He driving that, but delivering pizzas. And don't get it wrong. If you get a lot of tips, these jobs actually pay quite well. Don't be trying to, he's a delivery driver. Like people think they don't make bank. Trust me. You can make bank being in any type of service industry if you know how to collect tips. Pizza delivery is a little bit different because you don't get a lot of time to interact with the customer as if like you're a waitress or you're a server or something like that. But or like a Uber driver or something like that, then you're able to kind of manipulate and work your way into the customer and get a better rapport with them. But you can make really good money being a pizza delivery driver. Don't get it twisted. He ain't got a 2021 for no reason.
After taking off, he didn't realize what was happening until it was too late.
They were completely blacked out, sweatpants, black sneakers, black shirts.
So he talked to multiple news outlets. They're getting the word out.
Hoodies, black nice things to them.
Quincy police say this has happened twice in the past week. They're still looking for those thieves.
Still looking for the thieves. So look, this is all recent. These stories are all within the last week. I don't even think that long ago. I mean, this one by itself is what? This is 8 hours ago. So this just happened last night. So it's not safe right now as we speak. So anybody that's a delivery driver of any sort, pizzas, Jimmy John's, you slanging Jimmy John sandwiches throughout the streets, just be careful. Watch your surroundings. If I can give any type of advice, I will just say this. And I don't know if the policy at your job may be different, so you might want to check with your boss. But I would say you probably want to carry if you're doing a job like that. You probably want to conceal and carry if you're doing a job like that. If not, at least have some type of weapon, a blade or something, pocket knife, something you can get them off you. I wouldn't say fight with them if they already got the drop on you. You probably want to just avoid it if they're not trying to injure you and they're just taking your car. Probably just let your car get taken if you're in that situation. However, if they're trying to attack you like they did the first woman, at that point, do whatever you need to do to defend yourself and get back home to your family. And that'd be one thing I would advise. Secondly is do not leave your vehicle running. Do not leave it unlocked. I know it's a daunting process because the last thing you want to just hop in, hop out. But you're dealing with people that oftentimes are slow to get up and get to the door and meet you. And you go to apartment buildings, they got all kind of security doors and you got to buzz codes and walk up 8, 9 flights of steps. Even at houses, they take a long time. And so I would say always just get into the practice. It's going to add on probably about 2 to 3 minutes onto a trip, possibly, give or take. But take your keys with you. Shut your car off, lock your door, and be aware of your surroundings. If something don't feel right, then just leave. Trust your instincts, all right? And never trust anybody that's walking around in all black with masks and let them know that you're gullible and you're just saying hi and you got a big smile on your face. Let them know that you're aware that they're right there and, make sure you got your head on a swivel. And if they're behind you, you might just want to walk backward with your pie. So that's all I can give right now. I mean, I can give much more, but we need to move on from this story because we have one more we have to get to. We got one more story we got to get to. Renters scammed. Renters scammed. Yeah, we can make that happen. I'm on a bit of a time constraint, but I think we can make this one happen. Yeah, we can power through this. Let me see, what do I got? Got this. Yeah, we can make this happen. All right, let's do it. Let's get to Renter Scammed. No monologue before this one. We're going to jump right into the stories. Let's go with the opener.
Say they found someone else living in the home the day they were trying to move in. And the supposed
This one is
landlord stopped
interesting.
responding. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay has that story today.
Michael Rio says Lindsay Russo always had dreams of starting a new life in a new home together.
You go from such a high of being able to move our stuff in and set roots and to build a foundation and just to have it ripped from you.
Their search began with a home listed online. A man believed to be the owner reached out.
He told me that that property was already spoken for.
So he pointed them to another home just a few minutes away. They were in constant communication.
We went and viewed the home 6-7 times within the month, each time being able to get in the home through the passcode with no problem.
All was going well until move-in day approached.
That's when he gradually started requesting little bits of the first month's rent. So I sent 2 payments of $600.
When they showed up to move a few of their things in,
I turn and there's a husky inside the sliding glass door. And my heart immediately sank.
there was like a water jug.
See, I'll be honest. They knew that it wasn't right to begin with. Just because you seen a husky in the front door and your heart sank, that's just telling me that you already knew something was fishy beforehand, but you were just so excited and so you had tunnel vision, just basically like, oh my God, this is great. Probably because it was too good to be true, because that's usually where you can get people the most. When you're offering something that is too good to be true, people usually are just brain dead when it comes to that. Like, they're not even thinking correctly because all they're seeing is dollar signs or whatever they're going to receive, and they're not really thinking about it from the other person's point of view. This person's giving me this place at this price. What is he losing? Like, this doesn't even cover his mortgage for the month. This doesn't even cover, like, how was he able to sell this at a loss or do this at this situation? But you're just thinking about your come up and not realizing that you're falling into a scam. So just because you see a dog in there, it could be the homeowner in there just, figuring stuff out. But then, like, you knew it was over at that point. And yeah, I mean, it still sucks, but I feel like there's a lot of things they could have did to prevent this from happening to them. And it looks like they're both doctors. Are those scrubs they're both wearing? So it's like, yeah, they're not stupid people, at least from an academic sense.
And some fake plants and little decorations that said something about family rules. Someone was living there. They lost all contact with the suspected homeowner. Whatever phone number he was using was just like instantly disconnected once he got what he needed. The couple now out $4,000.
It's devastating.
And the security of having a home to settle into. They believe the man scammed them using a passcode from the self-tour function on the leasing company's website, pretending to be the rightful owner. I went to the first house the couple was looking to move into. The tenants there tell me they had someone stop by looking to take a tour, even though they'd been living there for over a month.
I literally cannot imagine what those poor people had to go through, and my heart goes out to them. I feel really, really, really bad.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office confirms they are investigating.
I really hope they find out who did it.
Reporting in Deltona, Chris Lindsay, Fox 35 News.
What's going on with those tattoos? I'm gonna stay focused. Yeah, he ran that scam for a while. He really put a lot of thought into it. It took him a month to make $4,000. I mean, it's a pretty good average. Now they got a GoFundMe trying to figure out how to recover from it. And, he's gone with the money. They're not going to find him. They don't even put high priority on stuff like this. A lot of theft by swindle and stuff like that, law enforcement doesn't put a lot of effort into it to try to find the criminals. I mean, oftentimes even when they're violent crimes and stuff like that, they don't put a lot of emphasis into it. I don't think we got any of the people that just robbed the pizza delivery people. We got none of them so far. So, yeah, that one's tough. But the crazy part about it is we got more stories. This one's a warning. We'll come back to that.
Many neighbors in Brandon want accountability after they say an apartment manager took rent payments and never applied it to their account.
Yeah, left some tenants facing eviction. 10 investigates.
Damn, we're getting scammed on all levels.
Emerald Morrow is first with this story.
Seeds are getting expensive after the birds keep eating them.
Catherine Regan's garden
The world is too loud sometimes.
is her therapy.
And the flowers kind of ground me. Sunflowers, hibiscus clippings, and it's just my little piece of heaven.
Hibiscus.
Because she says everything else right now is quite the opposite.
It's been hell. It's been hell. Because I know what I know.
Not long after moving into the Westwood Crossing apartments in Brandon, Regan says she noticed a strange pattern.
After I pay my rent, I have like a $600 balance.
She says that pattern of missing money repeated even after talking with management. It caused her to become so delinquent. She says the rent system would no longer accept payments online.
So now I'm $1,800 is still on my portal with a whole bunch of like $50 fees that I didn't recognize.
Things eventually came to a head last November.
And sure enough, the sheriff came a few days after Thanksgiving and served an eviction on me and my kids.
The smoke detector gets me every time, bro. I just can't unhear it. I think just because, like, growing up, there were so many households that had the smoke detector beeping that I will go out, like, to a 24-hour Walgreens and go get a battery if my smoke detector ever started beeping. I wouldn't listen to it beep more than once. Second it beeps, beep. I'm putting my clothes on. I'm going to get a battery and I'm replacing it immediately. Y'all gonna hear it? Watch this. Come right here.
He's after Thanksgiving and served an eviction on me
Right
and my
there.
kids.
And it gets so bad with the smoke detector beeping that it becomes a part of your actual, like, it's almost as, it's like you don't even notice that it's happening. If I asked this lady, do you hear that smoke detector beeping? She would say no. She would absolutely say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't hear it. And only after it goes off about 10 times, you didn't hear it that time? No, I still didn't hear it. It'll go off. She won't hear it. After like the 10 times, she'll be like, oh, you might even have to pull her out of the house, reset everything. Like when you're smelling colognes and all that, you got to, smell the beans to really reset your sinuses and all that, your nose. Bring her back in. She's like, oh, I hear it now. And probably still won't even care to fix it.
It's embarrassing.
I can't even take it serious now. The whole story's been just destroyed because of the smoke detector for me.
Records show letters from other tenants facing eviction.
I never said I was
pleading
normal.
to the court for help. We went to the complex for answers. A worker not authorized to talk directed us to the corporate office, which has not yet responded. But money order receipts filed in court records do line up with Regan's account of missing rent money. That's when you compare them to her rent ledger. Although Regan admits after all the confusion, she likely still owes money.
Oh, I do probably owe 2 months of rent, yes. But I am countersuing them for all this foolishness. And because I would have been gone. But I'm not moving until my ledger is zero.
Regan filed a report with the sheriff's
So you're a
office,
squatter
which names
now.
former apartment manager Tanoy Cesabat as
This might be the first case of squatter that actually deserves to squat. Might be the first case of it. I think she has a really, really good argument on why she should not leave the property, even though she owes a bunch of money in rent. And she's looks like is formally evicted. Or at least going through the proceedings of it. She got screwed. But somehow you're still not balancing your books right because you shouldn't be 2 months over. 2 months over rent is crazy. Like, to not know it though, because regardless of whether the money isn't going in the right place or not, so she's not innocent in all this, right? She's absolutely not innocent in all this. Just because I know what my rent is every month, and I know if I don't pay it, I never forget 2 months of rent, not even 1 month. So,
As a suspect, the detective on the case says the new manager told him Sept had been fired. There were no charges filed, but the detective said she has an active warrant out of North Carolina for embezzlement in a case similar to Regan's.
don't nobody ever get charged.
None. I work hard, my children work hard, and we want to be in peace. We take care of this place, we give back. We don't have much, but these kids and I have always stuck together, and we will get through this. And it sucks sometimes, and I sit here and I get pissed off and I get angry, yes. All right, but you know what? I know God will see us through. I know.
I'm done. God gonna see you through. Yo, I know who got. Hey, listen. If you're saying God gonna see you through, it's fair. It's fair. I'm assuming that, speaking like that, you are religious. You could go to a church and you could be giving tithes. Probably the money you should be paying your rent with because you're 2 months over, but you're tithing. So this is a good time for you to go over and holler at, what was his name? Michelle Brennan, and what was the other guy? Tyler, the guy that, we got him right here. This guy. Him right here in the corner. I'll blow him up for you. This guy right here. The pastor over at the Kingdom of Church. Kingdom of God Church. You could ask him, yo, can I get back some of that tithing money? Can you help me out? I'm 2 months behind on my rent. I got scammed. I know you got it. Cause you just went over, you just spent $8 million on a mansion. As a pastor, your job is a full-time pastor. So, can I hold a couple dollars, and you should be good there. So don't worry about it. You get your money back. Just holler at the church that you donated to. All right, let's see. We got one more. Wait, what did I do? I messed it up here. This? Yeah, we was on this. My thing switched. We'll just adjust it right here. Let's just go here. All right, let's watch this last story.
Well, there's now a rental scam alert from the city of Hampton. Police say scammers are now targeting people who are looking for a place to live, and here's how that works. So, fake ads are popping up online for homes or apartments the scammer does not actually own. These scammers will often steal photos from real listings and post a too good to be true price when they pressure you to send money fast. Once you pay, your money is gone, and so are they. Police say the best practice to avoid a scam like this starts with verifying ownership through the city of Hampton's online property records. They also say you should never wire your money. If you believe you might have fallen victim to a rental scam, contact police.
Yeah. You got to take things slow. Like, we all have to slow down. Like, we just move too fast. We don't think about things. Anytime somebody's trying to rush you into doing something, they're most likely scamming you or using sleight of hand or a manipulation tactic. Never deal with people that talk really fast and they never want to answer your questions directly and give you a concise and direct answer to what you're asking. If you ask somebody a direct question and their first words are not an answer to your question, or they're asking you a question with that question, just move on. You know what? I can't have a conversation with you. Do you have the deed to this property? Can I see it? Oh, yeah. Well, the deed, we got to go get it over at the office. We got everything. I got a $1 million office that we keep over in the next city over, and if you ever want to come over to that office, you can see. I'll take you on a tour. We'll look at all the paintings and everything that I got. I got pictures with Michael Jackson over there and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, you're thinking about, oh my God, this guy's a millionaire. He's got a whole office in another city that's worth $1 million with pictures, and he's gonna take me on. And then all of a sudden, you're signing your check over to him because you've been bamboozled. It started out with you asking him, "Can you just show me the deed that you own this property?" To I take pictures with I hung out with Michael Jackson, and I have a picture in my office, and I'll give you a tour, and you can hang out at my pool. You know, that these are the type of things I'm talking about. So when we do these shows, it's not only to just highlight the problem, but come up with a solution to it as well. And that's where we're proactive. But the crazy thing about it is this is going to continue to happen. We'll have 15 more stories like this by next week. And that's just the ones that are able to be highlighted. A lot of this stuff happens every single day, and it's never even uncovered. It's never even brought to light. People suffer in silence all the time. But I don't want any of y'all to suffer because I consider y'all family. And after we went through all this nonsense and all this hurt and pain that's in the world, we're going to end this on a positive note, like always. And we're going to get into our warm-hearted story. And I told you that I had this story ready for y'all. Y'all ready? School bus driver, 50 years on the job. This is crazy. 50 years doing the same daily route or route. How would you say it? Route or route? Whatever one. He been doing it for 50 years straight. Or she. Or maybe it's two of them. I haven't watched this whole story yet. Let's do it together. I need it. After all we've seen, we need this. We absolutely need this, family.
Well, here in central Indiana, we have seen school districts struggle to find bus drivers.
Common problem across the state and also across much of the country. That's what makes two ladies we're about to introduce you to so special.
Austin Pollock shares their story.
Where's my...
This is normal. This is a normal moment.
All right, we're going.
How many of us,
All right, we'll just stick with this one.
Years, can remember our
my graphics wasn't right. My graphics wasn't right.
Today, knowing all the names.
Good morning, baby.
Is Ellen Bradley's
Come on in.
claim to fame.
This is Dixie. This is Connor.
Because on these back roads,
And I speak to every one of my kids.
first names are front and center.
This is Isabella.
And it has been this way. How many years did you say again?
48.
48 years of driving a school bus, the same route and the same
Long time.
family.
Still going. Hardest working bus driver. I told Kirby I don't think anybody can say that they're the third generation to have the same bus driver in their family.
Good to see you, baby.
And just when you think there's one,
Good to go. Here we go.
there's two.
Things have changed a lot.
Bobby Pruitt
Hi.
has been driving even longer by a whole 2 years.
A long time. 50 years.
Her two.
Same route. It changes a little bit. It's basically the same.
On the same route, the same families, from car seats to cap and gowns.
She's like a grandmother to me. She's driven the same bus route for many years, 3 generations in our family.
She drove you,
Yes.
and now?
And now she drives my son. Before that, she drove both my parents to school.
The older I got and the more I drove, the more I loved it. And I love kids and I love being a part of their life. And I try to make a difference in them. They're with me, 3 hours a day.
She has been a friend of the family for years. She was my mother-in-law's bus driver, my husband's bus driver, and now she drives my kids.
You might be thinking, not a whole lot has changed since I rode the bus.
And had the old doors shut like this.
But these drivers make their mark.
Made a lot of friends over the years. I'm on time right now.
I got y'all.
I'm fine.
Together, these two have 98 years of driving the bus. You'll remember your Helen and Bobby.
She's become like family does.
They'll remember you
Bye-bye, Abby.
throughout their miles and miles
Y'all have a good day.
of milestones.
How special.
What a great story.
A century of...
Yeah, how special. How special. And we had to close out on that. It makes you think back to the days where, you know, they said, like, we used to have the milkman that came by and delivered our milk every day in the glass bottles, and you put the glass bottles outside your door, and they take the old milk bottles and they replace it with the new milk bottles. And, you know, you remembered your post office worker, and they come by, you'd expect them every day at 3:15. You'd be sitting on the porch, sucking on a piece of straw and drinking a ice cold lemonade on the rocks. And, you know, you exchange pleasantries and get an update on the family and the kids. And you could do all that while still maintaining a nice, modest home in a good neighborhood with a community that doesn't have to worry about getting robbed and beat up for pizzas or scammed out of their damaged deposit and their first month's rent. Yeah. So this one makes you feel good. It does. It absolutely does. And I think it's a good thing. And I think it's good for us to end on that note. I think it's a good thing to end on a note. I appreciate y'all, family. I really do. If you can, share the video, like the video, do all those things. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon, Central Time, we will be back. It's every day. We're going to have lunch together as a family. I appreciate y'all. It's a good show. It's a very, very good show. I gotta get out of here. Got a lot to get to. Gotta go pick the kids up, stuff like that. I'm really like a big kid. I still be playing games all the time. I be playing video games. I be playing basketball. I'm playing volleyball this season for the first time. We'll talk about it.